Hello and welcome everyone to Shred's Gaming Itinerary. We are back here in Norfair on our way down into Ridley. And as you'll notice up in that top left corner, top right rather, as I'm busy being vintage me, trying to get a little fancy here and see if I can't jump up and around onto that platform, but it's not going to go. Back in that right corner of the map does display those little orange/red panels. Those are areas in which the power suit, without the Varia upgrade, would have been unable to go due to the heat damage that you would be taking, the Varia suit, of course, being heat resistant. We've got a little bit of janitorial duty here that we're going to have to clean up. Going to have to get all of these blocks out of the way, especially those bomb blocks, so that we can effectively create a runway here for us to take off and launch ourselves off of via the speed booster into the top left corner of this room. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's get to it. Nice, nailed it. Now, it's at this point that I kind of figure, I guess I decidedly chose that I don't like using all those missiles. We're going to finish them off with them though. Really got to not concern myself so much with conserving ammunition. It's not that big of a problem in this game, admittedly, especially not compared to, say, the 86 Meroid, where you just don't get quite as many. Take out a fiery boy here, discover a speed block right there, which may come in handy later, but we're gonna kind of just wildly waste some of those more missiles as we attempt to take out one fiery boy. And then, yet again, we're going to end up in the classic ice beam for a hot hallway situation. I don't mind these sections so much. I like that they do continue to use them throughout the game. Making use of a mechanic repeatedly is always kind of nice. It's not that one and done kind of deal. Get back into this glorious old map room, so that way we can be right about being wrong. Ah, yes. Because we're not quite going to Ridley just yet. We do have one more stop to make on our quest to avenge our parents. Well, Samus's parents, not my parents. My parents are fine. And, you know, defeat the whole space pirates and all that schwaz. We're going to come up to this super missile door, which means we're going to have to go back that other way, where there was the lava there in that vertical shaft. But it's fake, which is good. We're going to jump over here, jump over there, decidedly avoiding, really, not being indecisive, but just avoiding taking that damage. So now we're running into these guys. They are fast flying boys, or hovery boys, whichever you would prefer to call them. Fall into the lava again, because we just can't get enough of it. This part right here really makes me wonder how I ever finish video games at all, because it's like there's no particular reason to be unable to knock that dude out, that very first one, as he's bouncing off the walls. But hey, that's alright. Got the suspicious looking alcove that we don't find anything in. This hallway is interesting. It harkens back actually to Metroid Fusion in that it's another area choked with vegetation, which Fusion had an entire segment on. But we're gonna see that save room, gonna think about it, double check our map, see where we're going, get rid of that guy, decide to come up here, then decide it's not really worth it, we don't need to, I know what's coming up next, we'll be fine. All the big jumpy dudes, gonna go ahead, do the missile thing, finish this guy off, bomb through that last wall, and make it to our current destination. Ah, the wave beam. The wave beam's a really cool one. The wave beam is what allows Samus's arm cannon to go through walls. Not sure exactly the pseudoscience that it's using to do so, but it does have the ability to effectively phase through solid things, but not enemies. There's a different beam for that. Which is kind of wonky, right? Like, why in the world would it be that it takes two separate upgrades to go through living stuff and non-living stuff? I don't know. It would have been faster here to use the missiles, but hey, they've offered up this gentleman so that we can test out that new through-the-wall functionality, so we might as well. I see no reason not to. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to finally use that save station that we thought about for, well, probably far too long. And then make our way to the next part. Some more heat rooms. We're going to come really close here, only to realize that something's amiss. We started out just a bit too late, so we're going to go all the way back here to give ourselves just that little bit of extra room. Get rid of some blocks as they're spawning in, and immediately run into this wall. But these worms we couldn't get through before, because their underbelly is the only weak point on them. They're highly armored and plated otherwise, which then leads to this really kind of wonky pseudo boss puzzle fight thing. This guy, not really nice. We're gonna have to beam him in the face with our beam, every bit of that, pun intended, and then he's gonna rear up and we're gonna lay more ball bombs. And he's just going to run over them, because what else is he going to do, I suppose? Not great evolutionary design here. You definitely, if you're the worm, want to see some under armor plating. Regardless, he meets his ultimate demise. Snag this E-tank after we failed that jump once, because why wouldn't we move our way on through this door? So there's that missile upgrade there. We definitely want to attempt to pick that up, because why wouldn't we? But let's just make sure that we do have to do it the way we think we do, and that missile that we're not going to be able to hit right there does indicate that we will. So double check our map just to make sure that we do know where we're going. Set ourselves up for the speed booster here and fall through the floor. Man, I'm glad I don't have that in like real life. If I start moving too quick, all of a sudden just, could you imagine that? That'd be some nonsense. It'd be great if you had to run away from people though. It'd be really great for that. But then again, how often do I actually have to do that? Never. Not really. Not my day-to-day, or even most of the other time. It would be useful, though, for catching up to people. I will say that. That part would be a rather nice bit of that functionality. Go ahead, eliminate this dude. We notice that there's this thing here, this rather suspicious area that we've unlocked / opened up here. We're gonna take a look at it, kind of think about it for a minute, try and figure out what in the world this is here for, ultimately decide that I've wasted too much time already. I didn't like the way that bit of vegetation was looking at me, so we're gonna go ahead and end it. Continuing to move on, get past one of these corpses here of the giant worms. That wasn't us, for the record. We've never been here before, as that map would show. But we're gonna find ourselves in an impromptu kind of boss fight. Again, I don't know if you would consider this a boss fight or not, but we're gonna freeze this floaty boy up here and you'll get a little bit better view. Oh no, I lied. That's another time that I missed. We're gonna let him get into a good position here. There we go, and then freeze him. So this thing is being held aloft by, well, more viney bits. I don't know if they were sprouted originally out of that guy, and we're just here to, you know, finish the deal here and seal it up, or what. But we're gonna be not intelligent about this. What should have been happening here is what's gonna happen a little bit later. Those floaty boys can be obviously refrozen in the spot. You just have to jump up and shoot down onto them as they're being unfrozen. But I didn't think about that until, like, maybe now. Maybe it's the next time he's over on the right side of the screen. Ah, yes, it is now. Glorious. To eliminate that half. Now, that route is not going to allow us to do things efficiently, so we are going to have to wait and allow him to get into a good spot, him being the floaty boy here on the left side, so that we can finish de-anchoring this guy from the ceiling. Just picking a bad spot there to freeze him, elongating this pseudo-fight puzzle thing for a bit longer than we really needed to, but hey. We can't always be on our game all the time, even within the same game session. Which is, well, kind of unfortunate, really. It's like, oh man. Done did it again. Be in a slightly awkward spot and take that hit, but no worries. Get on up here, go ahead, refreeze that floaty boy. You've seen him turn blue, you saw all the things are gone. He's done. Put some wave beam shots down through there just for good measure, because why wouldn't we? And make our way down. And guess who's on board? It's Ridley. Real quickly, I'd just like to thank you all for watching. If you've enjoyed this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Should you choose that last option, be sure to hit the notification bell so I don't get lost in the plethora of glorious content you follow on YouTube. I've been Shreddist, you've been amazing, I'll see you in the next one.